Good afternoon, students. In this video, we will discuss factors affecting the fermentation process. We have already discussed a few factors in the first video for factors affecting the fermentation process. The remaining factors we will discuss now one by one. The next factor that may affect the fermentation process is design of a fermenter. The fermenter must be well equipped, and it should have the devices to monitor and control the fermentation conditions. The fermenter must have the provision to maintain the temperature. It should have the provision to measure and adjust the pH. It should have provision for aeration, agitation, antifoam addition, etc. The size of fermenter and the fabrication material should be selected by considering the characteristics of the medium, organism and the product. What should be the size of the fermenter? What should be the fermenter made up of? That is the material for fermenter. This is selected based on the organism that is used for fermentation, the medium that we are using for fermentation and the characteristics of product. Commonly we use 306 or 316 stainless steel for constructing the fermenter. Sometimes fermenters are internally lined with glass. For some fermentations, traditional vats like wooden barrels are used. Criteria for selecting construction material for fermenter. The material should not be corrosive. The material should not add any toxic ions to the fermentation medium. The material that is used to construct a fermenter must be sterilizable. We sterilize the fermenter by using steam under pressure. So it must be sterilizable. The material should not be very delicate. It should be able to withstand high pressure exerted by large volume of the medium and the liberated gases. The volume of medium used during fermentation is very large. So it exerts a pressure on the walls of the fermenter. As well as during the fermentation some gases are liberated. For example, CO2 gas. We provide aeration, so some of the provided air escapes into the headspace. So these gases will also exert a sort of pressure on the walls of the fermenter. The material that is used for fermenter should be able to withstand this pressure. The material should tolerate temperature and pH fluctuations. Temperature and pH fluctuations do occur during the fermentation process. So material should be such that it will tolerate the temperature and pH fluctuations. It must control contamination. The material should be such that it should not be very porous. It should control the contamination. It must control contamination. The material should be such that it should avoid contamination. The next factor is sterilization of equipment and medium. Most fermentations need sterile conditions. In some fermentations, there is inbuilt check for contamination like low pH, high sugar concentration, presence of unutilizable substrate in the medium, etc. Now what does this mean? Take an example of alcohol fermentation. During alcohol fermentation, the pH of the medium is low. We use 10 to 15% sugar concentration in the medium. So these are the two factors that will not allow the growth of contaminants, and they will control the contaminants. So contamination is not a problem there, and therefore there is no need to sterilize the medium. But in most of the fermentations we need to sterilize the medium as well as the equipment. The fermenter, medium, supply pipelines and other supporting devices are sterilized by using steam under pressure. So how they are sterilized? They are sterilized by heat, by using steam under pressure. On large scale, the medium is prepared in double or triple strength. The contents are mixed properly, and then the medium is sterilized by using steam under pressure. Then this medium is cooled by passing it through the heat exchanger. And then the medium is added to the previously sterilized fermenter. And then it is diluted with sterile water. Now sometimes the medium is added to the fermenter first, and then the medium and the fermenter are sterilized together. So sometimes the medium is added to the fermenter and sterilized along with the fermenter. The medium must be sterilized at proper temperature for sufficient time. This means that we should ensure that the medium is sterilized. While ensuring that the medium is sterilized, we should also avoid overcooking. Overcooking of the medium must also be avoided. Some of the medium components are vitamin solutions or other heat sensitive solutions or volatile solutions. Now these vitamin solutions, heat sensitive solutions or volatile solutions are very sensitive to heat. Vitamins will be destroyed, volatile components will be evaporated, and other heat sensitive solutions, if we heat, they will be denatured, and therefore they should be sterilized separately, and then it is added to the previously sterilized cooled medium. Improper sterilization causes contamination, and therefore it adversely affects the fermentation. The next factor is aeration and agitation. Aerobic microorganisms require supply of sterile air. In the fermenter, spargers are used for aeration. Air is filtered through gun cotton filters, and then the air is compressed, means pressure is applied on the air, and the air is passed through the spargers. Spargers contain small holes, and through these small holes, air passes through the medium in the form of small bubbles. Smaller the bubbles, more is the dissolution, and therefore air is dissolved into the medium. Small bubbles provide larger surface area. Therefore, air is supplied in the form of small bubbles rising through the medium. Size of holes is 1/64 to 1/32 of an inch, or sometimes it is larger. If the organism is mycelial, it is 1/4 of an inch. Agitation is provided by using impellers. Impellers are the agitation devices. Impellers are mounted on the shaft, and it is introduced in the fermenter through its lid. The important function of an impeller is to mix the organism's medium and oxygen throughout the medium uniformly. Impellers are available in many forms. Their number and their position depends upon the size of the fermenter and the requirement of specific fermentation. Impellers are also useful in breaking foam bubbles in the headspace of the fermenter. Means in the headspace of the fermenter, an additional pair of impeller blades is mounted, and when a stable foam is produced in the headspace, that foam is broken with the help of these impeller blades. The rate of aeration and agitation also affects the fermentation. The rate of aeration and agitation is calculated, optimized, and then it is kept constant. Higher or lower rate adversely affects the yield. It must be decided by experimentation on individual fermentation. Baffles are mounted in the fermenter to avoid the vortex formation. Continuous aeration and vigorous agitation can create vortex in the medium, and if such a vortex is created, then the components are not utilized optimally. The organism and the medium continue rotation with the same respective positions with each other. The medium components and the organisms are not uniformly distributed, and therefore such vortex should be broken, and baffles are mounted in the fermenter to avoid the vortex formation. The next important component is temperature. The growth of organism is affected by temperature. All of us know this. But this temperature is also very important during fermentation. Optimum temperature that gives maximum product yield and good growth of the organism should be maintained during fermentation. If the temperature is higher than that or lower than that, then it will affect the growth of organism and finally product formation also. Temperature is controlled by using cooling coils or jackets around the fermenter. The next important factor is pH. The pH suitable for maximum product yield, product stability and good growth of the organism should be maintained during fermentation. Because during the fermentations, pH tend to fluctuate. These fluctuations in pH affect the growth and therefore the product formation also. pH is controlled by using buffers in the medium. There are various types of buffers available. A suitable buffer is selected based on the studies with individual fermentation. The next important factor is foaming. Foam is generated during fermentation. Media containing proteins and peptides generate foam. If foaming occurs, then it can create various problems like contamination, obstruction to aeration, loss of the medium components, loss of the cells, etc. So foaming is undesired during fermentation. It is necessary to remove or neutralize this foam with the help of anti-foaming agents. There are two types of anti-foaming agent, crude antifoams and inert antifoams. These are surface tension reducers. So they reduce the surface tension and help the foam breaking. They break the foam bubbles. Crude antifoams are commonly used during the fermentation because they are available at low cost. For example, corn oil, lard oil, veggie fat Y, etc. Inert antifoams are used very rarely because of their cost. They are costly and they are used during research. The next important factor is contamination. Controlling contamination is very important during fermentation because if contamination occurs during fermentation, contaminants can cause a great loss. They can overgrow, they can use the product, or they can degrade the product or chemically alter the product. What should be done then? The source of contamination must be identified and controlled. What are the various sources of contamination, possible sources of contamination during fermentation? Contamination can occur through dust or air. Contaminants can come from the fermenter, from the stock culture, from the inoculum or through the medium. Bacterial contamination can be checked very easily by using staining or plating technique. Phage contamination is a severe problem. It should be detected and controlled at the earliest possible time. And if phage contamination occurs, the only alternative is using phage resistant strain. Phage resistant strain should be developed and then it should be used for the fermentation. The next factor is recovery process. Recovery process includes downstream processing for product isolation and purification. The total fermentation process is divided into two phases, upstream and downstream. Upstream phase is up to the product formation. And once the product is there in the fermented broth and the fermentation is stopped, then the next phase remains, and that is product isolation and purification, which is called as recovery process. The cost of recovery process may be as less as 10% to as high as 90% of the total cost, and therefore it can affect the economics of the fermentation. Therefore, it is very important to minimize the cost of recovery. The recovery process should involve minimum number of steps and it should not require costly instruments or equipments. If the recovery process involves minimum number of steps, then the recovery process will be faster. It should not require costly instruments or equipments so that the cost of equipments will be lesser and the recovery process will be economical. The last factor now we will discuss which affects the fermentation process is waste disposal. The waste from the fermentation industries has a very high strength. The strength of waste is calculated as BOD or COD, biochemical oxygen demand and chemical oxygen demand. The waste from the fermentation industries can pollute the environment if it is directly disposed of. Therefore, the waste must be treated properly before its disposal to reduce its strength. Waste treatment is very important, and we should reduce the BOD and COD, and then it should be disposed of. For this, the characteristics of waste must be studied, and a suitable effluent treatment plant should be designed to treat the waste. The amount of waste generated should be reduced if possible, and one should try to reuse or recycle the waste. So this is about the waste disposal, and this is about the total 13 factors that can affect the fermentation process. I hope all of you have understood this. Go through this video once again and try to understand all the factors that affect the fermentation process. Thank you.